Hello, sir. My name is Jonathan Swindell. I'll be helping in regards to any technical difficulties or questions that you may have leading up to the event today. How you doing? Could you please mute your camera and video till the event gets started because it's live right now.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Omar Harris. I am the, excuse me, the lead recruitment specialist for the University of the District of Columbia. And I'd like to welcome you all this evening to hear a little bit about what the University of the District of Columbia, the only public land grant institution, permanent land grant institution in the country, but the only public school in Washington, D.C. So definitely want to again welcome you and thank you for tuning in to hear what we have to say. I'm going to get started with the admissions presentation, just so you get an idea of what we're looking for, a little bit about our background. So just a little bit about me. I am, again, the recruitment specialist for the University of the District of Columbia. I received my Bachelor of Arts degree in Public Relations from the Hampton University in 2002. I also had an opportunity to I was hired as a admissions counselor for the university, and I worked there for from 2002 to 2012. I started working with the University of the District of Columbia in January of 2015. I've worked both both on the college side, but also on the high school side as well. I was a excuse me, a recruiter on the K through 12 side on the south side of Chicago. I worked at a public charter school as well as a Catholic high school. I've known about the University of the District of Columbia all of my life. My mom was a proud alum of the university, but she also attended the predecessor schools. So the University of the District of Columbia was sort of became what it is by schools that were developed or that were previously around the city. They sort of all formed the University of the District of Columbia. So DC Teachers, Federal City, and Washington Tech, and then they all sort of merged and became the University of the District of Columbia. And I just have a passion for helping and guiding others into achieving their dreams academically and beyond. Always like to get to know individuals and really find out what it is that they want to do and try to help them chart their path to achieving those goals and dreams. And one sort of added note, the University of the District of Columbia, the original school that founded, which was minor school in 1851, actually sits on Howard University's campus. So currently our admission requirements for the university, we are extremely, we recognize that there are a lot of students that are interested in attending college, and we want to make sure that they have different pathways to be admitted to the university. So for instance, we have the associate's degree programs at our community college location, but we also have certificate programs at our at the workforce development locations around the city. And then we have the bachelor's degree programs and the master's degree in our the law school at the Van Ness campus, which is on the northwest part of Washington, D.C. To be admitted to the bachelor's degree programs, currently you must have at least a 2.5 or better GPA. If you have a 3.0 or better GPA, you do qualify for a scholarship. And I will say for now, for fall of 2021, we are currently waiving SAT or ACT scores. However, on normal circumstances, you must have an 890 on the SAT or a 16 ACT to be admitted to the bachelor's degree program. But for now, for fall 2021, we are waiving SAT or ACT scores. To be admitted to the associate's degree programs, you must have as long as you graduate high school or have a GED, you are admitted to the associate's degree program, or rather you can be admitted to the associate's degree program. You do not need the SAT or ACT, does not matter COVID or not. It is the SAT or ACT are not required. We currently are using the AccuPlacer to determine the placement of our students into that program. One second. For our admission documents that are needed to be admitted, you must submit your official high school transcript. It must be from a school official, it'll be signed by a school official. And then once you graduate, we'll need the final transcript, and that will be by the, that will need to have the date of graduation and be signed by a school official. Again, SAT or ACT scores are currently optional due to COVID-19. But normally we still want you to, if you did take the SAT or ACT, we want you to go ahead and submit those test scores. But for fall 2021, we are waiving the SAT or ACT scores. Then once you've been admitted and confirmed, you must submit your immunization records to health services. And that will, in order to, once you're cleared, then you'll be able to register for your classes. To submit your documents, you must submit them to udctranscores@udc.edu. Residency is if you are looking to claim residency. If you're graduating from a DC area school, so that means Northern Virginia, specifically Alexandria or Fairfax or Arlington, DC. Well, DC is different, but if you're in PG County, Montgomery County, then you would qualify as a Metro resident. If you're graduating from a DC school, then you will be considered a DC resident. We have 3 different tuition rates. So we have DC resident, Metro area, Metro resident, and then non-resident. That's anyone that's outside of that general area. And our physical location is the University of the District of Columbia Office of Recruitment Admissions. We're at 4200 Connecticut Avenue Northwest, Building 39, Level A, Washington, D.C. 20008. Some of our popular programs at the university are liberal studies. Liberal studies, this is at the associate degree level at our community college location. Liberal studies is that program that if you are not quite sure what it is that you want to do, but you know you want to get started, then this is the best program for you. And we have 2 sides, the AA side and the AS side. So let's say, for instance, you decide once you get started that maybe you want to go into something in the sciences, then like, for instance, biology, which is our one of our popular majors at the bachelor's degree. You could do the liberal studies AS side, which is going to focus on your science courses, so it's the Associate of Science. And then you would change your major to biology, and then you would just finish out and take your major courses to graduate. Computer science technology feeds into our computer science program. So if you know that you're interested in computer science, or if you're interested also in the IT, you can use either computer science technology or computer science to feed into our IT program or the computer science program. Law enforcement, we actually have a phenomenal program where we actually have a partnership with Metropolitan Police Department, or MPD. And so if you're interested in going to the police academy, you could actually use that program to do that. You get paid to be in that program. It is just a phenomenal program to preparing you for the police academy. So that's our law enforcement program. But you could also use the law enforcement the associate degree to go into psychology. We also do offer social work at the bachelor's level as well as administration of justice. Business administration, if you're interested in going to the world of business, you can do business administration. That feeds into our business management program at the bachelor's level. So theoretically, you'll be doing 2 and 2. So 2 years at the associate level, 2 years at the bachelor's level. And education is something that we're known for throughout the university. So from our workforce development programs, certificate programs, associate, bachelor's, master's, and PhD, we have education. And so that is one of our top associate degree programs. And at the bachelor's degree level, we offer in our top majors, biology, computer science, psychology, business management, and architecture. We're also just recently named the most affordable mechanical engineering program in the country. Some of our unique majors that we offer at the university, aviation maintenance. We actually have a hangar at Reagan National Airport. So you can, it's a certificate program and an associate's degree program. Once you complete that program, that is a guaranteed job. So if that is something that you're interested in exploring, you definitely be able to do that. And again, that's it. That actually is at Reagan National Airport. Construction management, we're actually going to phase out. We're actually going to phase that into our architecture tech program at the associate level. But we do offer architecture tech at the associate level and architecture at the bachelor's level. Fashion merchandising, if you're interested in going into the world of fashion, you can definitely do that. We also, a lot of our students, once they complete that program, will either go into art or business management or marketing at the bachelor's level. Mortuary science, we have a phenomenal mortuary science program. So if you're interested in going into that world, you can definitely do that. We have our own labs. You really get a chance to really get hands-on, and that is another guaranteed job. We also offer associate nursing program and a respiratory therapy program. Those are two really hot topic items right now, and specifically respiratory therapy with COVID-19. That is sort of a big area that individuals are going into or being very successful and getting a lot of work because of that. Bachelor's degree programs, we offer administration of justice, which is like our criminal justice program. Biomedical engineering, if you're interested in going to maybe physical therapy or other areas of research, you can use that program to do that. Digital media, if you're interested in being in front or behind the camera, you will be able to use that degree to do that. And then we also offer nutrition and dietetics. So if you're interested in being possibly a nutritionist or dietitian, you could use that degree to either possibly go into a master's degree, or some individuals use that to go into medical school, depending on what it is they want to do. These are our mission counselors. So these would be the young ladies that you would be working with directly, especially as if you're applying the first time college applicant, meaning that you're graduating from high school and your GED or receiving your GED. Then you would be working with these young ladies, and they are broken down by first letter of your last name. So A through I is Mrs. Shayla Butts, J through R is Mrs. E. Donna Monroe, who happens to be a graduate of the University of the District of Columbia, and then Miss Ashley Jones, which is S through Z. And then that ends my missions presentation. I will I also want to mention that we are a Division II school. We offer basketball, lacrosse, track, soccer, and tennis. So if you're interested in competing in athletic sports, we do have that opportunity. Currently, the university is sort of working in a hybrid system. So we have students that are coming in, taking classes, like their live classes, and then the rest of the classes are online. But the president has announced that we will be back in the classrooms for the fall 21 semester. So we're excited about that. We also have an indoor swimming complex. And so if you're interested in swimming, like to swim or want to learn how to swim, you can actually do that all year round, which is great. We have a cheerleading team squad as well. So if you're interested in that, we have your Greek Divine Nine organizations. So we want you to be actively engaged and involved at the institution. And so we would love to have you be a part of the UDC Firebird family. I will now bring in our student panels that are actual current students. So students, you can unmute yourselves and turn your cameras on. And so that we can get started with that portion of the program. All right. Here's Brent. Give you a few more minutes. A few seconds, I should say. And All right, so I'll go ahead and get started. Ms. Hernandez and Mr. Thigpen, welcome. Thank you for being volunteering and taking your time out of your busy schedule to be with me this evening to talk about your beloved institution. So if you could introduce yourselves, Kelly, you can go first. Introduce yourselves. Tell us what you're majoring in, what you want to do with your degree. Just a little bit about yourself. So go ahead and let you get started.
Thank you for having me. My name is Kelly Hernandez Urquia. I am a second semester junior at the university studying political science. I think with my degree, I want to focus on either going to law school to become an immigration lawyer, or I want to do something in the nonprofit sector.
Awesome, that's great. And what made you want to come to the University of the District of Columbia?
I could not go out of state, and going to UDC made the most sense for me because it's close to home. I could work and go to school at the same time, and it's a lot easier. And they also have a lot of opportunities for students because it is a public university here in DC.
Great, absolutely, wonderful. And Mr. Thigpen, how you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Good, good. So tell us a little bit about yourself.
Oh, my name is Brent Thigpen. I'm actually a mechanical engineering major at the University of District of Columbia. I'm also a student athlete at the university. Now, with student athletes, I play lacrosse at the university. Then also we have men's lacrosse, women's lacrosse. Also, we have women's and men's basketball. Then we have tennis, women's track, and men's soccer. Reason why I picked UDC is because of the fact that one, it's cost efficient. It's way cheaper than majority of the private schools that are in DC, and majority of the public schools that are outside of Maryland. I'm a Maryland resident, so for me, if you're an hour for me, tuition is cheap, especially as a STEM scholarship. There's also a scholarship for STEM majors that helps out with tuition. So that was also the case why I picked to come to UDC. So they were also able to help me with not just academics, but also with athletics because of the fact that I play lacrosse. And UDC is the only HBCU that's D2 that has men's lacrosse. There's another HBCU, Hampton University, that has D1 lacrosse, but I came to UDC because of those two things. They have mechanical engineering, and they had a lacrosse team, and our lacrosse coach is Black. So that was a major thing for me, rather than coming from a school is a predominantly Black school, but playing a white sport and having a white coach. That's like, the hurdles with that. But with UDC, I have the best of both worlds. A coach that understands who I am as a Black man in America. So that really made me to, come to UDC. And also it's a good HBCU. So
Great, absolutely. So what do you want to do with your degree?
My goal with my degree is I do want to go into further down the line and go to grad school and go to in the aerospace industry. But that's one of my routes. My other routes is after I plan on to enrolling into a ROTC at Howard and try to go to the Air Force and become a pilot, because majority of the pilots that are within the Air Force, they have those type of degrees, mechanical and they have mechanical or aerospace engineering. So, and it's a good fallback plan if I can't become a pilot because of my eyes. So.
Awesome. Wonderful. That is really cool. So uh, with you both, talk a little bit about your. So I know you said you're in sports, and Ms. Hernandez, like what is it that you like your in your free time, or when you're not in school or in class? What do you like to do? How do you get involved? Things of that nature, and how easy is it to do it with at the institution?
Uh, for me, well, one, to get involved in the institution, you just gotta push yourself out there. For instance, I was Mr. Freshman for my first year. Um, it was fun doing it, even though I was at home. It gave me it helps. I feel like being on that type of role, like Mr. Freshman or Miss Sophomore, all that type of role is great exposure to the university, and for people to notice you, and then also you can help, uh, build build on top of that within the community. So that's one of the things I did in my free time. Also, in my free time, I I help out within my community at my old high school, help out coaching with the lacrosse team. And also, I like to read. I like to read books. Right now, the book I'm reading is Michael, the Malcolm X bibliography. So it's a great read so far. Um, and also, I like to sing too. I was part of the Universal Choir as well this semester. So
So in like I said before, I've been working and going to school, and I've worked throughout my entire time at UDC at my old elementary school or middle school at an aftercare program that I've been working since I was in middle school. So I kept that going while I was in college, and getting involved on campus is pretty easy. Like Brent said, you have to put yourself out there. I did not really join many clubs my freshman year just because I don't know, I was shy. But my sophomore year, towards the end of it, I began to join clubs and organizations such as the Latinx Club, and I'm now secretary of the club actually. And also the student ambassador program at the university. I applied as a freshman and I got in as a sophomore. And with the student ambassador program, you are very involved on campus with the big events such as convocation, graduation, and other kinds of ceremonies. So that's also really good. And I feel like the program itself provides students a really good networking experience because we get to be around, all of um, these important people, so to speak. And I don't know, I feel like the student ambassador program has helped me not only gain experience, but also friends. I feel like once I joined the student ambassador program, I became more like easy to talk to. So yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's been. I've learned even when I was in school. I was a member of the marching band. I was actually was on scholarship with the marching band, and I played for the jazz band for a little while. I did the symphonic winds. I was part of the basketball pep band. Played drums for the gospel concert choir. I was a charter member of the Public Relations Student Society of America. So I stayed busy, and so but that's also, like you said, the networking opportunities, the individuals you meet, and just just the different the leadership opportunities, things that you can put on your resume. I think that's one of the things that makes college such a great experience, because there's so many things that you can sort of tap into, and it really allows you to sort of open your mind and really open your world in terms of things that you would possibly be interested in or didn't know that you'd be interested in doing and exploring. And so I think that's one of the things that really sort of enriches your experience in college, regardless of where you decide to go. Great, that does. So another question: so you, Kelly, what year are you? Your second semester.
I'm finishing up junior year.
Your junior year, okay. And Brent, you are your.
I'm a freshman, so I'm a rising sophomore now.
Rising sophomore, okay. So if you could go back to your 11th grade self, what would you tell yourself now that back then, if you had an opportunity, what would you tell yourself? How would you, what would you do different that you did then that those kind of things? What would you do?
Well, since my 11th grade year is a little bit more recent than so for me, I probably honestly the only thing I probably change is to be more serious about financial aid and scholarships. Even though UDC is cheap, rather than comparing to Howard and Georgetown and all the DC universities, I would say put more effort into finding scholarships. Cause cause right now, wherever you go, wherever you get accepted to college, majority of the time, depending on your SAT scores, you probably won't get a full ride. But if you have that comfort of knowing that you have the money to go wherever you want with the scholarships, it'll be a less stress. It pretty much just be like how high school was. You just gotta worry about your grades. Don't have to worry about where your money's coming from. Don't have to worry about budgeting, but you should budget because that's life. So, but that's one thing I would say. But do I regret it? No, because I feel like it's a learning lesson. And as you grow, and because we're all adults. Once you hit 18 and come to college, you're an adult. You're gonna be looked at as an adult. So it's just a learning curve, and it's a lesson. And for me, that's a great lesson for me, and learning that next time, but not even next time, within these 3 years I have left, summertime, I gotta hustle and find money. So that's pretty much it.
Yeah. I think that goes across the board for everybody. Like, yeah, we always, kind of looking back and like, man, I really do wish I did more in terms of financial aid and applying for scholarships and things of that nature. So that is really good advice. Yeah, great job, Kelly. What about you?
I would say the same as Brent, honestly. Just, you know, junior year and high school is like a really important period of life. I feel like a student goes through, there's a lot of pressure about studying and applying to college, or like that's the year where you really start looking at colleges. So I would say, like, I don't know, I think my junior year was okay. I don't know if I would necessarily go back and change something, but I would definitely tell myself to be a little more serious about school and financial aid, like Brent said.
Yeah, and one of the things from my experiences of being in high school, but also even as an admissions recruiter and counselor, is that most colleges are looking from 9th to 11th for a year. That's actually the reason why I chose 11th and not your senior year, because the decision for us is usually made in that space of time, and sometimes we can go with your senior year, or a lot of times we need what we're looking to see, like just to make sure that you're sort of maintaining that senior year. But the bulk of your decision really is made from that 9th to 11th year. So yeah, I think that's one of the things that, again, if we could always sort of remember, is that that those years really are the years that truly do count. So if you can maximize your your time, your energy, and really focus on your work, start looking at scholarships, because now you can start as early as eighth and ninth grade, or even 7th grade, starting to look at scholarships and what's out there. So those are things that are key. Good. Those are really good points. Trying to think what else. Is there what would you say to students in general, either about your current college experiences, or things to sort of pitfalls to look out? Brett, I know you're a student athlete, so how do you balance that life, the athletic part of you and the student part of you, things of that nature? And then Kelly, you work and go to school, so how do you make that balance for yourself?
Well, as a student athlete, for me, I've been a student athlete since ninth grade, so it was pretty much it came simple to me. It was just something that I've been doing. But for somebody that wants to know or understand how the student athlete life is, well, it's a busy life. Because regardless, you'll see, I play lacrosse. My season is in the springtime, but we always work out all year round. Like we work out in the fall. That's our off season. Then we work out, and even the summer workout. But then in the wintertime, that's when preseason, and that's when we do a little bit more. So as a student, as a college athlete, it's gonna be a lot more demanding of you. And now, but the good thing is with that is as a student athlete, there are benefits to that because you're just not playing a sport. You're wearing a brand and you represent in a university. So you have to just not you don't have to just make yourself look good. You gotta make the whole university look good as well. But balancing that, honestly, it's for me, it's just second nature since I've been doing it ninth grade. But for somebody who wants to do, like coming up and doing it, you just gotta have your priorities straight. And you don't want to get too confused with the student athlete part. Try to be an athlete first. No, you can't be that because that's why it's called student athlete. Student athlete. If you do good and if you do good in school, then you'll be rewarded with playing on the field. And eventually, when you be rewarded with playing on the field, you can eventually get a scholarship, a walk-on scholarship, if you come to the university or if you're recruited to the university. So, um, but yeah, it's pretty much about time management and understanding what your priority is. But as a student athlete, priority number one is grades, because without grades, you won't be able to get on the field.
For myself, I would say to stick to being organized. I feel like if you organize and plan out, you're gonna have time for everything. I promise there's enough time in the day, even if it feels like there isn't, but there is if you get organized and prioritize. For example, I've I have worked and luckily my schedule has been like in the evenings. So when we were on campus, I would go to school during the day and then at 3:30, which was when the last class ended, I would go to work. And then I would get home and I would immediately hop on my homework. So I'd set a daily routine for myself for that. And then when we had to go online, it was a little bit different and it kind of shook me to like not have that kind of routine anymore. So I had to remake one. Basically, you adjust your routine to what you're juggling in life. So I would say, be as organized as you possibly can. And if you are not an organized person, you need to start creating that habit because it's gonna save you in college. Because in college, everything adds up really quickly, especially during like finals, midterms. Everything is due in like the same day or in the same week. And if you're not organized, you're not gonna do very well. And this is in general, in life too. I feel like it's a life skill that you need because in college, no one is gonna baby you.
I saw Brick, he was shaking, he was nodding, he was feeling you on that. Yeah, and those are all of those things are really great points. And real quickly, how are you both adjusting to this climate of the, as we like to say, the virtual world? How are you adjusting to that? And one of the reasons why I wanted to mention or bring that up is because as a recruiter, and especially over the years, I've talked to so many students that used to say, "Oh, I want to go on, be in an online program, especially in the college." And so, we're really looking at, there are all these, big pushes for, online programs still are. How has that adjustment been, especially because you were sort of on campus and now you've gone to virtual and, Dr. Mason just mentioned that we are going back to being in person, but, how were you able to adjust as an athlete? How were you able to adjust things of that nature? How did that work for you both?
I was actually super against online. Like my first 2.5 years at EDC, I was like, nope, I can't do an online class because I'm gonna lose track. I was just always like an in-person class. But then this happened and I realized that I guess my worry in those 2.5 years was falling behind, but I didn't realize how much organization I needed to have in order to be successful in an online class. Right now we're all online, so I feel like, I don't know, I feel like it's a lot easier than I thought. I wish that I do miss in-person classes, but I kind of really like virtual classes just because I am also working from home, so it's easier to navigate the two. So like my class ends and then I go to work, or I work in the mornings and I have classes in the evenings. So it's easier for me now, but I also do think that balancing work can be really busy, and school is also really busy. So again, it's all about organization and the way you make yourself a routine for every day. I don't know how Brent does it because he is an athlete.
Well, I haven't been on campus yet. Well, only time I've been on campus, I haven't been in the buildings. Only time I came on campus was, pre-COVID when I came for a tour. And other than that, the only times I've been on campus was when I come down there for the past 2 months to practice with lacrosse team. So I've pretty much been in the athletics building and the field. Anything else, that's it. But I do say for me, it was pretty much I wouldn't say an easy transition because of the fact that when COVID all started back in March last year, I was transitioning from from um from being a senior and online, and as a high school senior doing that stuff online, and you pretty much at the end because it's March. Seniors get out in May, so it's like it was kind of hard to maintain time because of the fact that as a senior, you pretty much done everything. Like when you hit March of senior year, it's like, yeah, you're pretty much there. So I didn't have that much homework. But what the thing was that caught me by surprise was when like that summer I decided to try to take pre-calculus so I can get calculus one for my engineer, because I was behind that. But I from that experience, and that wasn't the best experience because wasting money because it came out of your pocket. But it was a learning experience because of the fact that I was learning that I can't come out of high school and go straight into an asynchronous class because that's a college class, and that's my first ever college class. So I'm like, what am I doing? They ain't got no Zoom meeting, ain't got no. So it's like, so I eventually bombed that, but that was a lesson, and so that was pretty much my wake up call to like, okay, this is real life. Like, you wasting money. This is your money. I mean, so that's what really turned me into motivated. I gotta do better in class, and I've been doing that. I made the dean's list the first semester. I'm trying to make it again this semester. So, and that's it's like a learning curve, and I feel like for me, as being online for almost a year now, I still probably have to go through that learning curve again when we get into in person. Because by the time we probably get in person, hopefully we'll be back on campus so you can have your graduation. But if not, then I'll probably won't have I'll probably won't be on back on in person in junior year, and that'll be 2 years. But hopefully that's not going to happen. But it's just a learning curve with that. And to make the best of those learning curves is to understand how to adapt to it. And I feel like that's a major thing, being adaptable, regardless with college and high school, because you gotta be adaptable in life, and so that will take you farther. So be a and even though you gotta be adaptable, you might not like it, but you gotta do it because it's a survival skill. So, and that's how you get somewhere in the world. You gotta be adaptable. So as we are as a whole university, I know I heard rumors how it was roughly the first semester online, but eventually they fixed it out, and here we are. Third semester online, and for me, I feel like everything's running smoothly now. So
Man, those for y'all are great. You both really gave some amazing some ideas and thoughts and really wise to me, or wise beyond your years actually. I just wanted to say again, thank you so much for taking some time out of your busy schedules. I know you all are in finals, right? You're getting in that finals push. So
Finals as a mechanical engineer freshman is not no joke. No joke. No joke.
I can imagine. So again, I just want to say again, thank you so much. I really do appreciate you all taking some time out. I, as even as a recruiter, I'm very impressed with you all and what you all are doing, and look forward to actually seeing you in person when we reopen. So I'm definitely looking forward to that. I just want to say to everyone, we're going to wrap up the student panel. Before we do you all have, Kelly or Brent, do you have any last words that you want to say before we wrap up?
Well, I see that there's a question in the chat actually. There says somebody asks, how are you two able to juggle both work and school at the same time? You want to answer that? Because I actually have a part-time job too, but I'll let you do that first. So
okay. For me, I try to pick my classes accordingly to what my work schedule will look like. So at the beginning of the well, in January when we were picking classes, I knew that I would have an internship actually that was in the evenings. So I tried to pick my classes in during the day just because that would be easier. So if you know that you're gonna have some commitments outside of school and you know the schedule roughly, not exactly, then what I did was just, I don't know, I like to plan things. So to me that comes naturally, but I know that that's hard for some people. And right now I think a challenge is just sitting down and getting like work done, because I have work and I have school and I have homework and assignments. And so right now that's really been challenging for me. But yeah, I think getting organized is probably my best tip. Like if you need to get a planner, get a planner. Or if you can make one, do that. And to-do lists, I think those are it for me.
So for me, it's a lot for me, like juggling a job and also being a student athlete. But since everything's like virtual, it made it a little bit more easier. Because for me, my job, I work at the Aerospace Museum, and so the Space Museum is a great opportunity for people that are college students. Because one, you don't have to do that. You're not. It's not that demanding job. Um, and they can understand of a person that's in college. So, but for me, it's just like, make sure, like I said earlier about being a student athlete, what comes first, priorities come first, and also a big thing is to communicate with your people because of the fact they understand what you're doing and, so you got a lot on the plate, but just don't overwhelm yourself with it. Because I know juggling a job and doing college is a lot. So, and sometimes you gotta do what's best for you by having like, a mental health day or just understanding that that work's important, but my mental health is more um important. So just make sure that you have your priorities straight, manage your time wisely, and like I said earlier, just be adaptable. So that's pretty much it. Unless there's any other questions or
It doesn't look like there are any in the chat right now. So again, thank you so much. I really, really do appreciate it. You are definitely representing the University of the District of Columbia well. I will definitely be passing on your names to Dr. Mason, who is our president, the university, because you all definitely represent the university well. Again, I just want to say thanks to everyone who's had an opportunity to, or who will be having an opportunity to see this. We are extremely excited to be just a part of the HBCU experience and family. And so if you have any questions, we'll definitely make sure you have information to contact us, and so that you can get more information. Definitely go on our website, udc.edu. We actually have a virtual tour, something I was a part of, and so I'm really excited about that. So if you want to take a look at our campus, what it looks like, you can go on our homepage, the udc.edu page, and then scroll down. You'll see the link for our virtual tour. So please take advantage of that as well. Again, thank you. Brett, did you want to have something? Did you say something?
Oh yes, I don't know if you harped on it earlier, but also another good thing about UDC is they have plenty of scholarships regardless of what your major is. And also they give you work studies too. Just be on the lookout for them, because they do, even though we're a small school, they do get snatched up quickly. So, and don't be afraid. And I think another thing is that's an additional is just don't be afraid to step out of your comfort zone. Because if you step out of your comfort zone, you'll be able to find newer things. And I've always been told this, and I see it with like, no matter where you go in life, always understand how to network. I think people talk about network, but they don't tell us how to do it, because networking can take you farther than that degree, honestly. The degree is pretty much like the prerequisite of getting that job. But then if you know some people in networking, that could take you farther than that degree, honestly. So that's the one thing I just wanted to say. And also with UDC, she's on the student ambassador. She's on with the student ambassador. I'm part of the UDC ambassadors club. So that's a different type of thing too. So that's what a lot of STEM majors are in. And then and we pretty much, with this UDC ambassadors club, we talk to other colleges and high schools, pretty much like how this is going. We just probably recruit them and talk to them about, our experiences, why we pick UDC, and what our major is. So that's a great opportunity to learn more about our university and people's experience. So it's a great opportunity. And I just hope we can leave a mark on you today, and that, we're trying to be more known, because we got a big shadow across the street. That's the HBCU called Howard. Much love to Howard, but hey, we're another HBCU in DC too. So that's it.
Absolutely, and I will actually mention this too, just so that everyone knows. The cool thing about the University of the District of Columbia and all the schools in DC, we're all part of a consortium. So there are opportunities for you to network and interact with the different schools. So for instance, Britt, you're talking about doing the ROTC program. That's actually housed at Howard. But you can take classes at Georgetown, American, Trinity, GW, but you're paying our tuition rate versus theirs. And so that's a really great advantage and opportunity as well. So yeah, we as much as we like to compete and we're competitive, but we also are one big family from both HBCU as well as the schools in DC. So definitely wanted to mention that. Again, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. You guys are great superstars in my book. And so look forward to working with you all again. And again, to everyone out there, we are so appreciative of you taking a minute to just hear what we have to say, to hear about this great institution, the only public school in Washington, D.C. And be looking forward to, I'm sure, getting more information. And if you have any other questions, you can definitely get emails as well in the description box. Again, thank you so much, and everyone have a wonderful evening. Be safe and enjoy yourselves. Take care.